So, welcome in, everyone. This is the very first episode of the Tales of Brekia. It is the session 1 of a brand new campaign where all of us are new at what we're doing. Not a single one of us knows what we're doing. Everyone is new players for D&D, and I'm a brand new DM. So there's going to be a lot of stuff that's jacked up and probably not the way it's supposed to be, but we're gonna wing it and go for it. Let me know at any time in chat and stuff if I'm doing something stupid, and I'll try to fix it. I'm trying not to read the chat most of the time because I don't want to break immersion or anything like that. But without further ado, are all of the players ready?
Very nearly.
Yeah.
Well, my PC is still not done, but it's almost done. It's on 90%.
That's perfectly fine. You don't need your PC.
Perfect, Becca.
Okay, I was just sending a thing says just sending anyone to you because I'm just gonna not stream and let you do it. Sick. I'm ready to go.
Alrighty. Okay. Let's get into it. So, we are starting this campaign in the world of Brekia. Brekia is the earth of this D&D campaign. And in Brekia, we are starting in a town called Andor. Theodore, you arrived to the town of Andor because you heard from a reliable source that nearby there is a temple that is buried and hidden, and you're very interested in this temple for reasons you already know. So you headed to Andor, which is the closest town to where the temple is near, and your objective was to just go around and start asking people questions about this temple. You're the first to arrive in the town out of the three of you. Next up is Vaelora. Vaelora, you arrived in this town because you received a letter at your home. And I'm actually going to flash up the letter for you and also stream. I'm going to flash up the English version for the stream and then the Dutch version for you.
Nice.
That's sick.
Alrighty. And then let me flash up for you. Do you see the letter?
Yeah.
Fantastic. The letter says, "Dear Vaelora, I'm writing because I have heard of your wonderful work as of late. Your ability to help farmers and gardeners improve their plant life is very special. I am the mayor of Andor, a small town south of the mountains that separate our homes. I would like you to come to Andor and help spruce up our crops. I will pay you, of course, 100 gold for your troubles. Looking forward to meeting you, Mayor Reginald Swish." So, you start your journey over to Andor, and you eventually arrive seeing the small town. And then next up, Dahlia. Dahlia, you arrive in Andor in some strange circumstances. For the past few days in the ancient forest, you've noticed something weird with the wind. If you were to describe it out loud to someone, you know that they would just call you crazy. But you have this feeling that the wind is trying to tell you something, as if it's guiding you a certain direction. And so you follow. You follow the wind for a few days and eventually reach the town of Andor. As soon as Dahlia arrives to the town, you guys immediately start hearing loud noises. Glass breaking across the sides of the town. You hear screaming from men and women, and you start to see smoke billow up tall in the sky. Theodore, since you were the first to arrive in the town, you're the closest to this action. You start navigating through the shadows to try to get a closer look of what's going on. Once you get to the part of the town where the action is happening, you notice 4 men. The men look almost like pirates, but of course they're not pirates because they're operating on land. Some of them are bald, and the others have like matted, nasty hair. Their clothes aren't very high quality whatsoever. And you see them throwing different bottles at buildings nearby, and they seem to be Molotovs, makeshift Molotovs. And each of these men are like laughing and enjoying themselves as they do this. You notice one of the men separate off from the main group, chasing after a child. He's swinging his sword at this child over and over again, not trying to kill the child or permanently injure him, but just try to scare him because he enjoys it. And so he's swinging, and he's chasing down this child, eventually cornering this child into an alleyway in between two houses. You sneak your way closer to this alleyway, and as you approach, you see that the bandit has swung his sword enough to where the child's arms have been cut up, and even the child's pinky has seemingly been chopped off. And out of the darkness, a long rope comes and goes, wraps around the bandit's jaw completely. The bandit looks down while holding this rope and sees that it is some sort of whip that is completely wrapped around the bandit's head. For the very first roll of this D&D campaign, Sarge, can you roll me a strength check? Just for a reminder, you just open up your character sheet, and at the top of the sheet you'll see STR, and that is your strength. This is to govern how hard you pull on this whip to get this man away from the child. A 17. So with an adrenaline-filled feat of strength, you pull as hard as you can on this rope, and with that pull, the whip comes with, and you see the bandit's jaw turn so fast to the right that you hear completely snapping the bandit's neck, and then him falling to the ground. The kid is still sitting in the corner, even more in fear now after seeing what you've just done. But as you approach, he cowers a little bit and then realizes that you've saved his life. And so he comes with you. You guide the kid further into the town, and you notice a woman who's helping escort people into safer areas of the town. You drop the kid off to her, and then you go back into the shadows. Vaelora, after you heard of the ruckus and you started heading that way, you get closer to the actual events that are happening. But as you're going further in, a random man appears in front of you with a child. He drops the child off to you, and then you look back up to look at the man, and he's gone as quick as he was there. The kid looks quite injured, so you do a quick healing spell, and then you guide him with the rest of the villagers to safety. And you start to hear off in the distance a dog whimpering and even a little bit of barking. And you start to head towards this dog's noise, and you see a burning building. You take a peek inside of this building, and you peek inside the door, which is fairly easy since the door has been pretty much crumbled by the fire. And you see deep inside of the house there's a wooden beam that fell, and behind that wooden beam is an older woman who's laying on the ground, and a dog who is nuzzling her face, trying to get her to wake up. You snap into action, you run into the house, you go underneath the wooden beam, and you cast Wild Shape to turn into a horse, pushing up the beam to try to get the woman to safety. For the second roll of this campaign, could you please roll an athletics check, Vaelora?
Yes.
So with a 6, you push as hard as you can to get the wooden beam up, and you do get it up, but it is very hard to navigate and pull this woman out, so it takes you a little bit longer than you would like. You eventually do pull out this woman from this house and go outside, and the dog's licking her in the face, trying to wake her up. She's not waking up. She doesn't seem to be dead. She seems to be alive, but she's definitely unconscious from the smoke inhalation, and she'll need rest before she wakes up. A few of the villagers come over and help lift her up and carry her to safety. Dahlia, whenever you heard this noise, you start running towards the area of the screams. As you're running towards this, you hear a scream off a little bit to the side. It seems to be a woman screaming. You run towards this screaming, and when you get there, you see a woman standing outside of a 2-story home that is completely in flame. She screams, "Please, please, help! My child is on the 2nd floor, and the stairs, they collapsed!" And you spring into action. You use your Wild Shape to shift into a giant weasel, which is able to easily scale up the side of the 2-story building. Once you arrive to the 2nd-story window, you look inside, and you do see a child's crib towards the back of the room. And you know the child's alive because you can hear it crying. And so you have to navigate through this fire to try to get this child and bring it outside to the safety. So for the third roll, of this campaign, could you please roll an acrobatics check? And if you don't have your computer available yet, I can roll it for you.
I'm just now joining, so
I can
you could
roll
either
it.
roll it or wait like a minute.
Yeah, I got you.
Okay,
I'll
do it.
roll it. So you roll with your acrobatics check. And 8. So with that, you go inside. You navigate through the fire. You don't get burned by any means, especially with your the ability to climb across things as a weasel. You eventually reach the baby and grab the baby's clothes with your teeth, carry it outside the same way you came in, and bring it to the mother. You see, as you deliver the baby to the mother and you're shifting back to your normal form, a man runs up and starts saying, "Is she okay? Is she okay?" And he sees that you've brought the baby to safety to the mother, and the mother tells him that the baby's okay. And a shift of the facial features of this man shows that he went from being super concerned to being super angry. He's not a strong man by any means. He's very scrawny, very small muscles, but just a furious anger appears on his face, and he runs towards the closest bandit. And you see him run up and then kick the bandit in the balls, and the bandit grabs his crotch with both hands. He goes and falls over. The bandit pulls out his sword and starts swinging at the man so he doesn't kick him again while he's on the ground, but he's still holding on to his groin because that hurt very, very bad. But at this point, all three of you surround the bandits, and I would like you to roll initiative for our first combat. If you don't remember how to roll initiative, just open up your character sheet, and on the left side of the sheet beneath your picture, there is an initiative button. And once you guys all roll that, we can start the combat. And I'm going to launch us into our map. You were so close to being a high roll there.
Yeah.
Nice.
Nice. Let's flip and go, Joy.
Fantastic. Let me
That's huge.
put all of these people in combat.
Nice, girls. You lead us off.
Woo.
Love that.
Alrighty, so we are going to start off with Vaelora.
Oh.
What would you like to do, Vaelora?
Wait. Oh, wait. I have to do something.
Yeah,
What do I do?
It's your turn, so you can actually let me put you on the board so you can see where you are. You are currently right here on the right side. And let me know.
I don't see it.
Oh, you can't see it? Oh, good. What about
Yeah,
now?
what board? Oh, something's loading. Loading and all. Whoa. There is no token in this scene. Oh, to give you visibility or something.
Sorry.
I had that come up. Can you guys see?
Sorry.
Oh, nice. Yeah. I can see this now. Oh,
Okay.
that's
Oh, yeah.
The observer cannot see it, so let me fix that
Where
real
am I?
quick.
that's how I do that.
Let me just turn off token vision for this since it is light enough outside. All right, fantastic. Can everyone see the screen?
Yeah.
All right, so
Yep.
Vaelora, you can see that you're further on the right on the path closer to the inside of the village. Theodore, you're at the top, closer to the burning tower.
Yep.
And then Dahlia, you are at the bottom. Oh, crap. You're right.
Oh,
Sorry.
damn.
There we go.
Yeah. Okay, so I have to attack him.
Yeah, you can attack. You can use your spells, whatever you'd like to do.
Oh gosh, I forgot what I got.
That's perfectly fine.
Spells, right?
So for attacks, I can see that your main attack would be Ice Knife or Produce Flame.
Sorry, I'm trying to find where everything was.
That is perfectly fine. It's been a while since we had our little introductory. The spells is the book tab on the right side of
Oh,
your
yeah.
character sheet.
I would do ice knife.
All right, fantastic. Roll to attack. Which bandit are you attacking?
The one next to that house.
The
Is that? Wait, is
so
it?
the one
Is
that you're
this?
hovering over now is Sarge/Theodore.
Oh,
Don't kill me, Joy.
I'm sorry.
Go for the one in the between the buildings or something, not me.
Oh, this.
With the
That
Can you
one?
see
Okay. Yep.
where my mouth is?
Yep. So yeah, you can
Or
just click the ice knife spell to roll to attack.
I'm quickly gonna switch to PC. It's done.
Alrighty.
Last spell.
All right, then
Attack?
click the attack button. Yep.
Normal. Yes. Okay.
Ooh.
So you got a 12. The 12 just hits. So you grab your necklace around your neck and you raise up your hand, and from your hand forms a bunch of small crystals, which eventually form a big crystal and shoot off towards this bandit. Could you roll for damage, please? So click that same damage button that's in chat.
Yes.
Ooh.
Oh. 3?
Take it.
All right, 3 damage. Okay. The bandit does save on the ice knife explosion, so it does not explode and hurt him. But he does take that 3 damage, which seems to hurt him quite a bit. You can tell by now that these are not very strong bandits whatsoever. Is there anything else you would like to do on your turn?
Can I do it again?
You cannot do it again because that is an action. But you could, if you wanted, you could use wild shape, or you could move, or you can just pass your turn.
I'm gonna move.
All right. Where would you like to move?
Further away from the bandit.
So right around here, or up?
Up. Here. Like this or something.
All right.
Hello?
Fantastic. Welcome back.
Hello.
Alrighty. So next up on the initiative list is Dahlia.
Okay.
So what would you like to do? I can see on your spell sheet that the attacks that you have are Ice Knife, Entangle, and then I think you also have a few physical weapons as well.
Can I use ice knife?
Yep, you can use Ice Knife. Which bandit would you like to attack?
The one. This. Can you see my cursor? Yeah, right.
Yeah, so that
This
is
one.
a dead guard. The one next to him is a bandit.
Oh, I thought that was Joy. Okay. That one.
All right. So let's just check, see if you have to move to reach him real quick. Nope, you are perfectly within range. All right. So just roll to attack with the Ice Knife.
Cast that. Consume. Cast spell.
And just click that
Normal.
attack button. Yep. Fantastic. That most definitely hits. So you slam your staff on the ground, and a similar blue energy that you saw come from Vaelora's hand starts to form at the end of your staff, and it shoots towards the bandit. Could you roll for damage? The bandit once again saves from the ice knife explosion.
Did you roll for me for damage, or do
No,
I still
no.
need to roll for damage?
You have to click that damage button
Oh.
it's beneath where the attack button was.
Whoa.
All right,
Oh,
fantastic.
Sheesh.
So, with this ice shard going towards this bandit, you see that it directly impales the bandit directly in the forehead, and it zooms out the back of his head, completely just going through his skull, and he falls to the ground. The bandit is most definitely dead. All right, is there anything else you would like to do on your turn?
No.
Alrighty. That makes it Theodore the Predator's turn.
Just a reminder, how far can I move normally?
So you can move 30 feet. You can see it on your...
Yeah.
Actually, you can. Oh, yeah, you can.
I'm not
on the
near
left
anything.
side.
Gosh.
You're pretty close to one bandit, and you're a bit far away from the other bandit. So there's only 2 bandits alive right now. And those are on the left side. Anything marked with a skull is dead.
Oh, okay. I'm so stupid. I thought they were the bandits. Okay. Oh, okay. I'm gonna cook this guy up.
Alrighty.
Let me do a. Can I do a sneak attack?
So
on-
it would you don't know currently at the moment whether it'd be a sneak attack. If the bandit doesn't see you, then it would be a sneak attack. Just say what weapon you're going to use to attack it. You'll attack with that. If that hits, then I'll let you know if you did a sneak attack.
Okay. I'm gonna sneak attack with my dagger.
Your dagger. So are you going to throw it, or are you going to walk up to this person?
I want to walk up.
All right, fantastic. So you go.
Do the damage roll on the sneak attack.
You click the dagger in your inventory to
Oh, yeah.
roll for that first,
Okay. Oops. Yeah.
and then click the
Bang.
attack. And no, you got a 15. That's good. The 15 most definitely hits. Now roll for damage. Just click the damage button on there.
Why do I not see a damage button?
It's in the
Where is it?
chat.
Sarge is so used to throwing higher numbers that he thought that 15 was bad.
Wait, why can't I? Oh yeah, there you go. Sorry, I didn't have this up. Okay. Damage. Sorry. Bang.
Alrighty, so 6 damage with the dagger, and it was a sneak attack. The bandit did not see you. It was paying more attention to what was happening in the middle. So you see in chat where you clicked sneak attack, just click damage underneath that.
Why do I not see sneak attack?
It's a little bit further.
I do. Bang.
Fantastic. So you
What did I
rolled
roll?
6.
I can't even see it.
It's the max that you could.
Oh my gosh.
And so you did a total of 12 damage to this bandit in one singular round. Dahlia, Vaelora, you see this man appear out of the shadows and reach up behind this bandit with a dagger, jab the dagger into the left side of the bandit's throat, and then pull it all the way to the right side, instantly killing this bandit, lowering him to the ground. That bandit is more than dead. All right, is there anything else you would like to do on your turn?
Can I? What was it? Can I like dash away or disengage or whatever? Dash away.
Yeah, so rogues have the ability to do dash and disengage as their bonus action. So yeah, if you want to dash, that means you can move double your movement. Since you've used 20 feet of movement, you still would have 40 feet of movement left. Disengage is if you're close to an enemy and you want to get away from
Okay.
them without them attacking you. So it would be a dash if you wanted to use that.
Can I dash to like here?
Yep.
You see that?
Yep. Let's see. You can
Somewhere
get right here.
Yeah,
good?
I'll go there.
All right, fantastic. So it would have been the first bandit's turn, but he is dead. So it is another bandit's turn. He is going to. He didn't really notice what happened to the bandit behind him, what Theodore did, but he did notice that 2 ice knives get launched at this bandit that was close to him. So he's going to attack Dahlia first. He is going to shoot at you with a crossbow. He got a 7, which I'm pretty sure is not going to hit you. So you see this bandit start freaking out with everyone attacking his friends, and he raises up a crossbow and shoots a bolt at you, and it whizzes past you, not even close, and hits the building behind you. And essentially the bandit really can't do anything else attack-wise, so he starts to try to run away. He's going to use all of his movement to go this way. But that is the end of that bandit's turn. It is now Vaelora's turn again.
So I guess I would have to move closer, right?
Yeah, because the ice knife
Like
is
far
60
away.
feet.
How do I do that again?
So you just kind of show your cursor where you want to move, and I can tell you if you can make it that distance, or you can use a ruler yourself. So if you want to go right there, you can't quite make it there without using a dash. You can make it here, and let me see if you can reach. Yeah, you can just reach the bandit with. Oh crap! Am I actually streaming? Whoops. Okay, I fixed that, Sarge. You can reach the bandit with your ice knife if you wanted to.
Okay, that's what I was about to do.
All right.
Attack them. Okay. Did I cast it already? No.
I didn't see it. There you go.
Attack. Normal. Yeah. I'm getting good at this.
Fantastic. 18. That most definitely
gosh.
hits.
And the damage.
Yep, you just roll damage now, and I will roll a dexterity saving throw for the bandit, if it will let me. Why doesn't it let me?
Oh,
Nice.
we're cooking.
7 damage on that. Okay, let me roll a dex save. A 12. Do you happen to know the DC for the explosion? I can check on your character sheet and also show you how to check. So under ice knife, if you hover over it, you can see in the description it says, on a hit, the target takes 1d10 piercing damage. Hit or miss, the shards then explodes. The target and each creature within 5 feet must succeed on a dexterity saving throw or take 2d6 cold damage. It actually does.
Okay, where are you looking?
In the ice knife description. And I guess in order to see the DC, you click ice knife again, and then click shard explosion.
I don't see it.
When you clicked ice knife, as if you were casting it again. So clicking.
Yeah.
And then something popped up saying.
Oh,
attack or
shard explosion. Aha. Okay. Cast spell.
All right, fantastic. So the DC is a 14. The bandit did not succeed at the saving throw, so could you click damage on that button? Okay. So you did a total of 16 damage with one attack to this bandit. The bandit's running as fast as he can away, but he can't get far enough away from that shard. The shard zooms in straight into his back, and he tries to reach his hands behind to try to pull it out quickly, but as soon as he tries to do that, the shard explodes, and you can see come out of the front of his chest a few tiny little spikes of blue, and then the bandit falls to the ground. You guys have officially killed all of the bandits. Shortly after,
Good work.
shortly after you guys defeat all of these bandits, you see a very short man come from the center of the town. You can gather that he's probably a gnome from his height and his looks. He has slightly pointy ears. He is older looking. He is bald on the top of his head, and he has white hair going around the sides of his head. And he starts to shout out to you guys, Is it over? Is it over?
Yes.
Yes, I guess.
Yeah, don't worry, man.
Oh, thank
We got
goodness.
you back.
I'm so glad you guys were here. Oh my gosh. Come. We have much to discuss. And he starts gesturing for you guys to follow him further into the town.
Okay.
Okay.
I follow him.
All right.
Yes.
Me too.
Me too.
So you guys all follow him throughout the town. It's not a very large town whatsoever, so you arrive to your destination fairly quickly. And you are met with a pretty small house. Even the door is not but 4.5 feet tall. And the outside does look fairly beautiful. It's a well-made house. He opens the door and gestures for you guys each to come in. And each of you have to crouch down except for Dahlia. And you guys all walk in and see a beautiful office room. There is a large desk in the middle of the room. It's not large height-wise. It's just large width. And there's a nice chair behind it. On the right side in the back of the room, there's bookshelves full of books. On the left side of the room, there is another bookshelf, but instead it's full of different sized bottles. And he points towards the chairs in the room and he says, come, sit down. And as each of you guys take your chair, he starts to grab a bottle off the top shelf of that bookshelf. He has to take 3 steps up a step stool in order to reach it. He grabs it and he grabs the cork. He goes and pulls the cork off the bottle, and he gets 4 glasses out, and he starts pouring the liquid into each of the glasses. He hands one to you, Theodore, first. Then he hands one to Vaelora. Then he goes to hand one to Dahlia, and he kind of hesitates for a second. Then he gives the look of, you look young, but you deserve this after that kind of fight. And he hands you a glass as well, and then he pours himself a glass, and he instantly just downs the entire cup with no reaction whatsoever. And as each of you guys start to take your drink, you realize that this alcohol is probably the strongest alcohol you've ever tasted in your life. It burns every part of your mouth and throat, and you just can't help but show reactions on your face. And he starts laughing at you guys. Seems like not all of you have a gnome's palate. Let's get to business, shall we? I'm extremely appreciative each of you came here today. I know every single one of this town's residents, and none of you are one of them. If it wasn't for you, I'm fairly certain that this village would have fallen, and I would have lost everything I cared about. So thank you. He opens a drawer behind his desk, and he starts to fiddle around with some things. You hear some clanking noises, and he pulls out 3
Money?
nice bags, and he sets them in front of each of you. And he says, here's 50 gold each. I know it's not a lot, but I have a feeling the town is probably going to need it for rebuilding. And at this point, he looks at each of you for a second, and then he says, I realize I haven't asked each of you your names. Sorry, my manners are lost in times like this. You, and he looks at you, Theodore, and he says, what is your name? At this point, I would like each of you to take turns saying your first name and then describe what your character looks like. After you describe what your character looks like, I will flash up the character art for the stream and for each of you to see what each other actually looks like. So Theodore, you first.
My name is Theodore, the Predator, and I am semi-tall. I have somewhat wavy, dark blonde hair. I'm somewhat athletic, and I'm not sure what else to say.
That's perfectly fine. That was a great description. Okay. And so I am going to flash up the picture of Theodore for everyone to see. And you should see that right about now.
With the whip.
With the whip. This is
right.
Theodore the Predator.
Oh, I love it.
All right.
Okay.
I look sick.
He looks at you next, Vaelora, after he says, nice to meet you, Theodore. And so it's your turn to introduce yourself, Vaelora.
I'm Vaelora. I am an elf. I have long brown wavy hair and I wear a dress made out of nature-based materials. And I have a magic necklace.
Ooh.
All right, fantastic. Okay, now I'm going to flash up what Vaelora looks like to everyone.
Whoa. That's sick. What the heck?
That's sick.
Alrighty. He says,
Your
nice
bare,
to meet
your
you.
toes are out.
Put the dogs away.
Oh my god, I didn't even notice.
The dogs.
Oh, God. All right. He says, nice to meet you, Vaelora. And then he looks at you, Dahlia.
Right. I'm Dahlia. I have longish black hair. Wait, what am I again? Halfling.
You're
I'm a halfling.
yes.
So I'm a little short. Can't think of anything else.
That's perfectly fine. That's perfectly fine.
Okay.
All right. I'm going to flash up what Dahlia looks like to everyone.
That's
so
sick.
good.
What the
Uncanny.
heck? That's so fun.
Alrighty. As soon as Dahlia finishes introducing herself, there is a loud knock at the door. Boom, boom, boom. The man says, "Come in," and the door opens, and a rather tall man kind of bends down and peeks in, and says, "Sir, we have the battle report. Would you like to hear it?" And he kind of sighs for a moment and says, "Yes, go ahead." And he says, "We took quite a bit of damage, sir, and we lost Stuart. He was the first on the scene, and the bandits took advantage of the outnumbering situation. Would you like me to tell his family, sir?" And the man looks and says, "No, I've known Stuart for quite some time. I'll tell his family." And then the guard says, we lost 2 houses to fire, and a few more are damaged to the point where it's not livable for at least a few more weeks. What would you like the inhabitants to do?" And the man thinks for a moment, and he reaches into his drawer once again, and he grabs another pouch, and he says, "Here." And he hands it to the soldier, and he says, "Go, take that to Kyle's Tavern, and let him know anyone who needs a place to stay tonight can stay completely for free. And use any of the extra gold to feed them as well." And the guard nods his head, and he says, "Thank you, Mayor Reginald." And he walks out the door, once again bending down to get out, and he leaves the room. The man, which you guys now know is named Mayor Reginald, continues to look at you guys, and he says, "This is a sad day indeed. I'm not sure why all of you are here, but again, I appreciate that you came in time that you did. We're not 100% sure why those bandits were here, but we think that it might have something to do with the disappearance of a local wizard. His name was Roger. Roger is essentially the financial life of this city. He enchants items for all inhabitants of the village completely for free, and he charges tourists to enchant their items, quite high prices. He's the best at what he does, and without him, our financials are in jeopardy. He disappeared roughly 3 weeks ago, and we've been struggling. About 2 weeks after he disappeared, we finally just got fed up and started to search his home to see if there's any sign of where he went or why he left. And all we found inside his home was this letter. It's addressed to some sort of D Panner. I don't know who that is, but we opened up the letter to see if it had any evidence, and it says, "Dear D Panner, you are in grave danger. You don't know me, but you will soon enough. We will meet within the next week. I look forward to seeing you. Sincerely, Roger. P.S. P.S. Reginald, please stop reading my mail. And he sets down the note on the table, and he says to you guys, don't know exactly what we're going to do without him. Speaking of, what is each of your business in the city? Are you guys available to do something for me?
Him with the wind. Yeah, I can do something. Sorry, you're muted.
Sorry, I was getting down the gnome beverage. I think I could do something, Reginald.
Yeah, we could do something, right,
Yeah.
Vaelora?
Right.
All right, fantastic. He hands you guys the letter and says, do with this what you must. Show it to someone if you need to. But I want to task you with trying to find Roger. It's a shot in the dark to find him, but if you do find him, I will pay each of you 150 gold, which is a lot of money for us right now. The last anyone heard of Roger, he was exiting the city towards the east, which is the path most people take to the city of Empire. We, of course, don't have the people or the guards to send out and about searching for him, so we haven't done that yet. But if you guys can go to Empire and try to find him, that would be fantastic. A matter of fact, why don't you stay the night in the local tavern, and in the morning visit the shops to suit up with anything that you might need on your journey. And matter of fact, here's some upfront money for the quest. And he grabs another bag and hands you 50 gold each once again. And he says, use this to spend on whatever you like at the stores that you might need on your journey. It's not the easiest path, but it's also a lot better than a lot of other paths out of the city. There's a lot of things on the way, such as caves, ruins, that you might want to explore. There's no real time constraint, but please try to be as fast as you can. With that being said, do any of you have any questions for me?
No questions.
How did you become the mayor of the place?
It's been quite some time. This town has been in my family for centuries, as far as I know. I've only known this town. I've never traveled outside of it. The title of mayor has been passed between the men in my family. My father was mayor, and his father before him. So Andor has always been our town.
Thank you.
All right. With further ado, how about I escort you to the tavern?
Thank you.
All right.
Yes, please.
He opens
Thanks
up
for
the
the
door.
drink.
Oh, you're welcome. Come back anytime for more. He steps out
I
the
will.
door and he gestures you guys outside. And he doesn't actually have to escort you guys anywhere because the town is small. He kind of just points to where the tavern is. And he walks you about halfway there and says, please tell Kyle of what you've done here today, and he will treat you fine. And he starts to head back to his office. And in front of you guys is a very, very beautifully made tavern. It's got some nice grayish shingles on the top, white walls with wooden beams and boards on the outside that kind of outline each of the walls. Without further ado, would you guys like to go in the tavern?
Yeah. I'd like
Yes.
to.
All right, fantastic. You guys open the door to this tavern, and you are immediately met with a fairly loud ruckus. There's tons of people inside of here talking to each other. None of them notice that you went in, except for the person who's behind the bar. The person who's behind the bar looks relatively like a human. He has a longer face, and he's wearing very baggy clothing, not fancy clothing whatsoever. And he has longer hair that reaches roughly down to his shoulders. And he immediately calls out to you guys. He says, "Welcome, guys. Welcome to Kyle's Tavern. I'm Kyle. Would you guys rather sleep, drink, or both?"
Drinks.
I'd like a drink, Carl.
All right.
No.
Coming right up. Just to let you guys know, the mayor, he's super cool, and he paid for everything already, so it's free. And he turns around and starts grabbing cups, and he pours some ale for each one of you guys, and he sets it at the bar, and he says, "Will you guys be staying the night here tonight?"
Are we?
Yes. I would say yes.
Can you repeat that, good sir?
Will you guys be staying the night here tonight?
Yeah.
Oh, all right. There's plenty of bedrooms available. Yours will be at the end of the hall. Would you guys like 1, 2, or 3?
Do we want to sleep over?
Yeah. That's up to you guys.
Two.
All right.
Wait, what?
No.
Are you baking?
Who are you sleeping with?
Vaelora.
Okay.
Wow.
All right. 2 bedrooms coming right up. And he reaches behind the counter and grabs 2 keys and hands them to each one of you. And he says, "Did you guys see what happened outside? That was like crazy."
Yeah,
It was
I'm
wild.
doing it.
We had the front seat.
Whoa, that's so cool. And at this moment, you guys notice that there is a couple to your right, closer to where Dahlia is sitting. It is a man, a woman, and in the woman's lap is a baby. As Kyle's talking to you guys, the man looks up and realizes who you guys are, and he turns to Dahlia and says, "Thank you again. Thank you so much. You saved my baby. I'm very appreciative. Anytime you need to come to town, I'm happy to do a favor. I'll pay for something for you. Anything you need. Thank you."
It's okay.
so
I'm
much.
I'm glad your baby's safe. It was no problem really.
You're so amazing. Thank you. And he turns and starts playing with the baby, which you can see is like giggling at this point. It's roughly about 9:30, 10 o'clock at this point. So if you guys would like to stay up drinking or go to sleep, it's up to you.
Sleep. Go to sleep.
I would like one more beverage. I want to
All
watch
right.
what's going on.
Coming right up. He grabs you another cup of ale, hands it to you, and then Vaelora and Dahlia start heading to their room, which is actually quite nice. It's well put together, very, very clean. The bed is quite large. You even have like a little side drawer that you can put stuff in. There's lights in there. There's a very, very simple bathroom. So it's actually quite nice. Sarge drinks one more drink and eventually goes to bed, and he notices the same thing. Very nice room, large bed, and you guys sleep for the night. On each of your character sheets, do you remember how to long rest?
Yeah.
Oh.
In the top, right?
It is in the top. So you open up your character sheet into
Yeah, oh
Alright.
the little tent.
Yep, a little tent.
By the way, just to let you know, I have my camera on if you wanna.
Ooh, okay.
Really?
Ooh.
Yes, hello.
Come on, Dahlia.
Ah, Becca.
All right. So you guys all took a nighty night sleep, right? Yep, honk shoeing. All right, let me put this map away because we are no longer in a fight.
I'm glad now we didn't share a bedroom with all the snoring.
Yeah, true.
All right,
I'm
you
a bit ill at the
guys
moment.
wake up, and the tavern is a little bit quieter. It seems like people are sleeping in or staying in their rooms. They're a little bit fearful. But all of you are met with Kyle, who is up bright and early, right behind the counter. He's like, oh, "What's up, dudes? You're up early. Would you guys like something to eat?"
Yeah.
Oh, that would be
Yes.
brilliant. What have you got on offer?
Well, I've got anything you've like, man.
Eggs?
Really?
Some protein?
Anything?
Some protein? Is that what you guys asked?
Yeah.
That's what Joy
This
asked.
is
She's got a
Vaelora
dinner.
ones.
Yeah, coming right up.
Some eggs?
Some protein.
Just
Which protein?
protein.
Vaelora? What protein? Where you come from?
After a very short time, Kyle disappears in the background and comes back out with a very nice plate, which has eggs and bacon on top of it, and he hands it out. He's like, "Will this do?"
Yes.
That'll do.
All right.
Donkey.
What was that, Sarge?
So that'll do, donkey.
All right. And he hands each of you guys also the same plate. And so you guys eat up, and Kyle comes back over to you after you guys finish, and he's like, "All right, so what are the plans for today?"
We're gonna try and
Oh,
find out who took-
Roger.
We gotta fight some dude.
Yeah, some guy. We gotta
All
find
right.
him.
People, a few words. That's okay. All right. So, if you guys are gonna do any shopkeeping before you leave town, then right outside the door, there's 3 shops. They're pretty cool people. Prices can be a little steep, but they're awesome. And he kind of gives you like the laydown of where each shop is and what they sell. And without further ado, you guys can take off and visit those shops if you want, or you can skip the shops.
I wanna have a look.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's go
Let's
have a look
look.
at the shops.
Alrighty. So you exit the tavern, and a very short walk, you see 3 shops right next to each other. You get the vibe that these aren't the only people selling stuff in the town. The people might sell stuff out of their homes and be more specialty based. But these are like the 3 main shops, and they're the 3 that are open after the events that happened last night. The first shop you see in front of you is a shop that has a sign of with a piece of armor on it, and it's beautifully drawn. It looks like it was drawn by an artist. Shop right past that has a dagger drawn on it, not anywhere near as good as the armor was drawn. And then past that is a picture of what you can tell is a potion, but that looks like it was drawn by a child. So, which would you guys like to visit first?
I would vote for the armor one.
Yeah, the dagger.
Okay, I follow
Oh.
you.
Yeah.
All right, fantastic. So you guys head over to the armor shop, and you notice that the door is actually propped open at the moment, and you don't see anyone behind the counter.
Hello? Ding ding.
Mm.
Do they have a bell?
No bell, but whenever Vaelora says hello, you guys hear a loud bang noise in the back, and a guy starts screaming, "Oh, bloody! Oh, God! What's all that ruckus out there?" And he sticks his head out of the doorway, and he says, "Who are you guys?"
I'm Dahlia.
I'm Vaelora.
And I'm Theodore, the Predator.
He looks.
Leave out your last
He
name.
has a very confused look on his face after Theodore says his full name, and he kind of looks side to side for a moment, and he says, "Okay, Dahlia, Vaelora, and the Predator. Why are you guys here? You guys looking for armor? It actually kind of looks like you need it. You aren't wearing fancy stuff at all. Are you adventurers?"
Yeah.
Yes, we
Darling.
need some armor because we've been tasked with a big journey. And on
Don't
it,
tell.
we might get
everyone.
into some fights.
Big journey, you say? Where are you headed?
That's none of your flipping beeswax, mate.
Oh, fair enough. Fair enough. I asked too much. That's my fault.
I'm getting my whip out, by the way.
Oh, let's calm down. You're not one of those bandits, are you? I wasn't here
No.
last night, but if I was, I would have stopped them myself.
I bet you would.
He starts to look at you guys up and down, and he is kind of like analyzing each of the armors that you're wearing. He looks at your armor, Sarge, and he says, seems that you're wearing some basic leather armor. I could do you one better, get you some studded armor if you want. And then he's looking at you, Vaelora. He's like, you've got weird armor. I'm not sure what this is. It looks like it might be leather. I could also upgrade you to studded leather armor. It would look the same as whatever this is. But yeah, that's an upgrade for you. And then he looks at you, Dahlia, and he actually like looks at eye level at first for him because he's much taller than you. And then he looks down and he's like, I'm not sure I have your size, but I can check in the back. And he goes in the back and he pulls out 3 studded leather armors. And without even asking, he like pulls it over each one of you. And of course it's going to hit the armor that you're currently wearing. And he kind of does an eyeball estimate of the size, and he goes back into the back room and then comes out with 3 sets of studded leather armor that look very, very nice. They have beautiful designs on them, and somehow they look the same as your other armor if your other armor was cosmetic, such as Vaelora's. And he brings it out and he says, all right, that'll be 50 gold each.
Oh.
You are taking the piss.
I haggle. How about 40?
40 gold.
What is your name, good sir?
Sir?
I expected some discount after we chased away those.
Yeah, we saved your town.
We saved your town, dude.
That is true. The name's Jack, by the way. You did
Jack.
save the town, and I'm telling you, if I was here, I would have saved it. But I'm thankful you saved it
but
while I
you
was
weren't.
gone. I was.
You weren't. It was up to us. We did all of the work.
I know. Okay, I'll give you some discount. You're lucky I was out yesterday. I was mining some metal for this armor. Okay. You did save probably all of my stock. How about this?
Yeah.
I'll do 30 each.
10.
Now we're going in the right direction.
10 each? Is that what you asked?
10. Take it or leave it.
All right. So, Vaelora, on your sheet, you are going to go to the first page, and you're going to click the persuasion roll.
Oh, nice. Come on.
Okay, persuasion.
If you fail this, he's gonna make you pay the full 50.
Natural 20. Oh my gosh. Okay.
He gets on his knees.
He looks at you for a second and he says, "Oh, I'm going to go out of
Gosh,
business,
damn.
but fine, I'll do 10 for you and then 15 for the others. I can't do 10 for all of you. It costs me
For
more
like
metal
you.
alone." Is that good?
Okay, deal. Thank you,
Yes.
Jack. You've
Yes,
been a
sir.
very respectable tradesman today. I very much appreciate
Jack.
your service to us.
Oh,
Thank you.
please don't come again. And he starts ushering.
Jack's on smoke.
He starts ushering you guys out of the building with your new studded leather armor. I'll add that to each of your
I feel
inventories. Okay, now the 2 shops that are left are the ones with the dagger sign and then the one with the potion sign.
I would like some potions.
Ooh, okay.
bad. I bet you would.
We'll go with.
All
We'll
right.
follow you there.
I like how we've not really spoken with each other. We've just
Yeah, I
agreed
was wondering.
proof.
You guys can talk any time that you're moving as well. So if you want to like have a
nice.
conversation with
So
each
are
other,
we moving now?
yeah, you're moving between the shops.
Okay.
Let's sing a song.
Vaelora, what's up with your necklace? What does
It's
it look like?
necklace. A magic necklace.
That's it magical.
Yes.
You know
What
how?
can it do?
Why? What does it do?
You'll see.
Yeah, I'm magical, but I don't do anything. Doesn't mean
Right.
I'm magical.
Well, didn't you see my ice knife? Yesterday?
Yeah, that was cold, to be fair. That was very
You
well done.
already saw what I
Literally
could do
cold.
with it.
Yeah. Hey, Dahlia, how tall are you?
My Trump. The business. The Predator. What kind of last
I
name
just want to
is
know
that?
because you're
So-
just so small.
Okay.
Are you
Maybe your
two-
ego is just...
You have a
2.5
problem
foot?
with that? You want to fight
3
it out?
foot? Are you a medical dwarf? I was wondering.
That's wild.
I'll take
I'm
that
sorry.
voice. Okay.
No.
So why do you call yourself the Predator?
Yeah. What's up with that?
Let's talk about that.
Look, guys, I've just met you. You know, I might tell you that at some point, but look, that's too much for now. I
Is
don't
it
know who
incriminating?
You kids are. Nah.
Right. Yeah.
Depends who you asking. Okay, I knock
We
on
enter the
door
shop. I want
knock on
him
the
to
potion
shut up.
shop door. I knock
Boom,
on the
boom,
potion
boom,
shop
boom.
door.
The you hear no response for a little bit, and then you kind of hear like a waddle towards the door, and it sounds like someone's maybe putting their ear to the door, and you hear after a few seconds, "You guys aren't those bandits, are you?"
No, we're not.
No, we killed them, actually.
We killed those bandits.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
And she kind of cracks open the door slightly. Are you sure?
Yes. Positive.
Okay. And she closes the door for a second, and you hear some metal clang behind the door as if she's unlatching things. And then she opens it up fully, and she's like, "What do you want?"
Wait, I
Potions.
must use a roof.
"Oh, potions! I've got potions. Yes. All right, come inside. Come inside."
Thank you.
And
Thank
she
you.
leads you inside, and you can see tons of random vials with all kinds of different colors behind the counter and on the shelves. And she's like, "So, what are you guys looking for?"
What do you have?
"Oh, I've got everything, Missy."
What?
Can you share with something?
Sure. And she starts reaching out behind the counter, and she lifts various different color potions, and you can see her hands are very like wrinkly and old, and she's got kind of hunchback. It's not fully hunchback, but she is leaning over a decent bit. You can tell that she's an old, most likely human. Her hair covers her ears, so you can't tell completely. But she pulls up each of these potions, and she says, "This one here, it will heal you up. Yep, right up to good as new." And then she points to the next one, and she's like, "This one will give you super strength. I used it to move furniture." And she points to her right hand, and she's like, "I have no idea what this one does. I mixed a bunch of stuff together and haven't tested it out yet." And then she points to the last one, and she was like, "This one's not a potion. It's my medicine. So ignore that one."
What is your name?
My name is Macy.
Well, Macy,
Nice to
thanks
meet
for
you.
letting us in. How much
Yeah,
are each
thank
of these
you.
potions?
Well, the health potion is about 50 gold. And
50 gold!
I have to make a
Yeah,
business.
that's an old woman.
And,
Macy, there's going to be no business to run if I whip your right now.
She after you say that, she reaches up to your ear and starts pulling it down. She's like, "Don't you threaten me! I swear I'll beat you with my staff." And she lets go and releases you back up. She's like, "My prices are fair, but you guys did save the town yesterday."
Okay,
Sorry, Macy.
dear Macy, we saved your town. We are given a mission. We're going on a very adventurous journey. Would you like to give us something to take with us on our journey?
Free?
I would just like to take a moment to apologize.
It's okay, dear.
Yeah.
She kind of like slaps the right side of your face a little bit. You're like, it's okay. This journey, where are you going?
Top secret.
You know the local finance Roger? Yeah, we're gonna find him. We're gonna rescue him.
Oh, Roger the Wizard. Oh, he's fantastic. I tried to flirt with him a time or two, but he always turned me down. But he enchants things for me every now and then.
Macy, I wouldn't turn you down.
Oh, sweetie, you don't have enough experience in you yet.
Fair enough.
She kind of looks at each of you for a second. And she's like, where are you going to find Roger?
We
I
don't
don't
yet.
know.
Out of town?
Do you have any idea where he could have gone, Macy?
Well,
Keeping tabs on him?
a few people saw him about 3 weeks ago. He exited the east side of town. Everyone thinks that he went to Imperial, but that's too long of a walk for most of us, and too dangerous with all the ruins on the road.
Did he buy some potions from you? I mean, he's a wizard, but, you know.
No,
sure.
he never would buy anything, especially after the whole flirting thing. He wouldn't really talk to me that often. But he was pretty self-sufficient. He was the most powerful wizard I've ever known.
Okay.
What is Empire again?
Imperial is the city across the river and south. It's a very, very large city. Big walls. Lots of fine men. but I haven't been there in, over a decade.
How long will it take us to get there?
Well, depends if how often you rest and if you get attacked by anything on the way there. Roughly 3 or 4 days.
Walking.
Yeah, well, light jog. I think you've got it in you, Missy.
Okay, Macy, I want to know how, can we get these prices down on the potion? Because I personally would one of the potions each. Can I bargain you down?
Well, I can't give you one of the potions each because the other ones aren't anywhere close to 50 gold. The strength potion is 500 and the other ones are way more than that. But the
Right.
healing potion, I think we can make a deal here. And she kind of gestures you to come closer as if she's about to whisper. So if you find Roger and get him to give me a chance, I will give you these free of charge. Of course, up front. If I give these to you though, and you don't come back with Roger ready to get involved with me, I might have to beat you with my stick.
Can I whisper something to these two?
Yeah.
Just to say, I have a healing spell, and I'm pretty sure Vaelora also has one. So do we really need the potion for 50 gold?
I don't.
I also don't.
Yeah, fair enough. I guess probably a bad
But are
deal.
we willing to save?
Because
This
if we're
man
spending
is
50
big
gold, I mean, is it not a? I even have a protection spell from Evil and Good. So if he's about to die, I could protect him. I don't know if the healing works for other people.
Yeah, I reckon
You
Well,
could
I
buy
forgot
it,
to
but you don't even have 50 gold anymore.
Yeah, that's what I'm.
But there was also.
So I need to put my funds to
Yeah.
you.
Each of you do currently have a decent bit of money. So at the last shop, you were charged 15 each, with Vaelora being charged 10. But you were given 100 gold by the mayor in total. And you can add and subtract gold from your player sheets by going to the backpack tab, and the gold amounts are at the top, and you just add or subtract whenever you're given or lose gold. So technically, right now, here I'll update all of your amounts. So Dahlia, you will have 97 gold currently. Vaelora, you will have 90 gold. Actually, I think you might have a little bit more. I'll have to double check because for some reason you didn't have starter gold.
I think I had 23 starter gold, but I just deleted it thinking it was a mistake. Silly me.
So
that means I'd have
108.
102. Yeah. Why does he 2?
Okay, so you could buy it for yourself if you want.
Okay.
Let me just
Macy,
check on the
right,
spell.
look. Would you do 40?
40. Honestly, I'd rather if you try to get Roger to date me. I'll give it to you for
I need
free
this
if you
before
try
I go
that.
find Roy.
Oh, I'll give it to you now, but if you come back here without Roger, I'm gonna beat you with my stick.
Okay,
So is
deal.
it a must that Roger persuades you, or just a must that he comes back?
I want him to at least talk to me. I can do all the flirting myself.
Okay, deal.
All right.
And she grabs 3 of those red potions and hands each one of you one. I'll add it to your inventory real quick.
Can I attempt to steal without her noticing the mysterious potion or not?
So
You want to get banned from this.
so currently the mysterious potion is underneath the counter, so away from you.
Tricky.
If you wanted to steal it, that is a perfectly fine D&D mechanic, but you will have to either convince her to leave behind the counter or come back at a later time when she's not behind the counter.
Okay.
Can we work together with this, or
You're perfectly fine to work together with it. I will say, without Theodore saying anything to any of you, you won't really know that he's trying to steal. But if he somehow tells you guys and you guys agree that you want to steal from this poor old lady, then you can perfectly do that. And Sarge will have to do a few rolls, and probably you guys as well.
Okay, we'll leave it this time. We'll do that later down the line.
Oh, and by the way, the healing, curing wounds, or at least the one I have, is for a different creature, not for myself. So.
Let me double check that. So it's a creature you touch. So theoretically, you can just kind of poke yourself and heal it. So it can work on you.
Poke me.
But potions are something you can do as a bonus action. So you can drink a potion on your bonus action and still cast a spell as your action in a turn.
Whoa. That's serious heals.
You can also.
I feel like we should try to steal the super strength instead, or both.
You really want to
We'll come back.
Poor old lady.
I don't care.
She'll be alright.
It's theoretical.
He's been giving us so much information.
$500 for one potion.
No.
Do we need it?
500 for the strength and the mysterious.
Yeah, well, I
Exactly.
think we leave it. I'm walking out.
Do
the
we
store.
need it?
Yeah, we can come
Thanks,
back later.
Macy.
Thank you, Macy.
You're welcome, sweet cheeks. And you're welcome too, Missy.
All right, so you guys exit the potion shop. There's still one more shop, the one with the dagger drawn on it. If you want to go to that, or
I would like to.
Okay, cool. So you head
I would
over
really
to the shop with the dagger on the front of it, and you bang on the door. And almost immediately after you bang on the door, you hear, "What?"
Hello. We
Hello?
want some weapons.
Can we come
Please.
in?
I guess. And you hear very, very loud stomping noises towards the door. And
Giant.
he opens up the door, and you can't even see his head really at this point. The door frame is about 6 feet tall, or six. Sorry, I don't know the metric conversion. I'll learn it for you guys.
That's fine.
But he is way taller than the door frame. Inside of the building, you see a Goliath, which is a very, very tall, muscular person. And he looks at each of you and says, "Okay, what weapon do you want?"
What weapons do you have?
good
Oh,
sir?
we're just looking around.
I don't care.
Okay, period. Thank
Do you
you.
mind if we look around?
I guess.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for your help.
What do I want to find?
You do see around the shop are various weapons. Some of them are higher quality than others, but none of them are actually like really good quality. They seem to be fairly lazily made, and most of them you'll see there's some sort of
Wonder why.
defect in each of the items. So you might see a dagger with a huge dent in the side, or a sword that slightly curves a little bit and it's not supposed to. But you see various weapons all around. So if you're interested in any of the weapons, just say a weapon. I'll let you know if it's there.
Would these be any better than the ones I currently have? How would I know?
So you, as a rogue starting out, you get like 1 billion weapons. So you have 6 weapons on you right. Oh no, 5 weapons on you right now. You could find a weapon that's better, but it is going to be probably expensive.
Okay, so I'm out of it. Right, Dahlia, Vaelora, come on, get yourself a little sword.
Not if it's crooked, I won't, I don't think.
I'm good.
You might need it though. It might be cheap.
I have my ice knife. Pretty
Yeah, it's done
reliable.
very well so
I
far.
have my spells. I rely on my spells.
Yeah.
Okay,
So you guys
guess
head
we
out.
leave.
Okay, let's
Guess
go.
so.
All right, so you
Yeah.
guys head
Thank you
out.
so much.
Bye.
Bye.
And he says, "Thank God." And you guys walk out of the room. Would you guys like to talk to the mayor one more time, leave, or do something else?
I still feel a bit confused. I'd like to talk to the mayor, but I don't know about you guys. Do you feel like? Because I don't still really know what
Well,
I'm doing.
you know what? He mentioned
What is
before
our
that
plan?
Huh? Just go.
Yeah. Just go.
Becca, what were you saying?
Maybe pick up a cent. I was gonna say that he said that there were maybe more shops, but like home shops. Maybe
Yeah,
there's
like
a place with
weight
better
stuff.
weapons.
We'll
Or
search
cheaper
around for some
potions.
shops.
So in events like this, what you can do instead of us like going back and forth over and over again about checking different houses for different things, what you can do is you can roll an investigation check.
Yes,
and
nice.
that will essentially be it could either be how long it takes you to find a thing if you're determined to find something, or it can be whether you guys find anything fairly quickly.
Am
Okay.
I okay?
Can I roll
Investigation.
an investigation of like just a kind of a clue of which direction to go?
So, whenever you were in the office with the mayor, and also whenever you were in the old lady's place, they both let you know that eastward is the path that you need to take in order to get to Imperial. The old lady let you know that there is a huge river that you have to cross. But Theodore, you would know because you came from across the river that the bridge is perfectly built. It's not dangerous to cross the bridge whatsoever. But Theodore, you also know that you came here for a reason.
That's a flipping good point.
Yeah, I was about
I
to
would
say,
like to
don't you
find
have a
my
temple
temple.
to visit?
I can't leave here without seeing my temple. So
Okay,
can
let's visit the
ro-
temple quick.
Hey, Laura!
It's over with.
Come on.
Just get it
can
over
I do
with.
an investigation roll to like work out where the temple is?
Can we also split up?
You could split up if you wanted. Theodore, instead of an investigation check for that, you would have to talk to people that you know, really, because you're trying to ascertain certain information. So the mayor,
Okay.
for instance, would probably be a good person
Yeah.
to ask.
I will ask the mayor then. I like that.
All right. Do you guys all head there, or do some of you go
I'm
try to
going.
find
Vaelora,
more shops?
I'll say like we split up and then we try to find some weapons because he doesn't need them really. We do, maybe, possibly, because you cannot use that many spells. You can use like 2.
Okay, Dahlia and I go shopping.
All right. Fantastic. Let's say, let's see, which one of you has higher investigation? You can see by the plus or minus that it's next to the investigation.
I have
Oh, you guys both have the same.
12 plus 2. Oh,
Okay, so
Yeah.
either one of you guys roll investigation, and when you click it, click the advantage button instead of the normal, because Vaelora is helping out Dahlia. Dahlia is helping out Vaelora with this investigation. All right, fantastic. So
Hey!
19.
That's solid.
You guys
Wow.
find a place rather quick that sells more specialty and actually cheaper weapons as well, and they're pretty beautifully made. A lot of them are enchanted, which you wouldn't be able to afford, but there's also nice weapons that aren't enchanted that you could buy. But while you guys kind of look around that shop, just perusing, Theodore, you go to the mayor's office and you knock on the door, and he says, "Come in." That was good.
Mr. Reginald, I have a quick question. Go on your search for your financial friend. I came to Andor
Yep, that's right.
looking for a temple. Just wondering, you've been here for a long time. Do you know where the temple is?
A temple. I don't know of a temple per se, but on the way to Impir, slightly off the path, not too long at all, there's a cave with a weird wall. It is very temple-like in essence. It's got pictures and texts that talk of gods. That's probably your best bet in terms of a temple. Plenty of people have gone there before, and they could not find anything but a wall. We even had a few men take sticks of dynamite to that wall, and it wouldn't break whatsoever. No cracks, no blemishes. But I would say that's your best bet to finding anything temple-like nearby. It's on the way to Impir, slightly to the left of the path. You'll see the small hill that it's embedded in on the way fairly easily.
Okay, thank you.
You're
We
very
will see you
welcome,
when we
Theodore.
return from our adventures.
Looking forward to it. And he goes back to his paperwork and such.
And I leave.
Yeah. Dahlia and Vaelora, you are perusing for weapons. Are there any weapons that you're particularly interested in?
I don't really know what to pick from.
I have no
I don't
idea.
know.
What
Yeah.
So, like, any weapon that you can think of. So, like, axes, swords, clubs, javelins, anything that you can think of weapon-wise.
I want an axe.
You want an axe? All right.
Oh,
so,
Yes.
there's a hand axe available, and there's a battle axe available. Neither of you could effectively use a battle axe because it's a martial weapon instead of a simple weapon. And then Vaelor, did you also want an axe?
No. I want a bow with arrows.
A bow with arrows. All right, fantastic. So you actually go to a separate building than Dahlia to find the bow, and you do find a very nice short bow. It's made with custom carved wood, a very nice strung bow, perfect weight for you, and that will only cost you 25 gold with no haggling. And then Dahlia, for that hand axe, it is only 5 gold.
Can I use a hand axe in battle?
Yes.
Okay, I want to buy. Can I buy multiple weapons?
Yeah, you can buy multiple.
Okay, I want the hand axe.
I will go ahead.
Can I also use it outside of battle? Say, like, we have to get past something? Like, could I cut down something with it?
Yep. Anything that you have
Okay,
available to
see.
you can use in or out of battle.
Okay.
So Vaelora, did you want that bow for 45 or 25, and did you want to haggle at all?
Yeah.
All right, so
I'll take.
you'll just take it, no haggling?
No, I'll take it.
All right, fantastic. I'm going to add the short bow, and since you didn't haggle or anything, he's going to throw in the arrows for free.
Nice. What a nice guy.
All
See what you get if you're barring annoying. What was the last weapon you mentioned? Something with a D?
Let me see. I said a club, an axe, a javelin, hammer, mace.
Oh, that one. What is that?
Javelin?
Javelin?
That
Yeah.
is like a spear, but it's purely meant for you to throw it.
How much would that be?
That would be 5 silver, actually.
Oh, I don't have that.
No,
do
it's
I?
perfect. You can do currency conversions. I'm pretty sure 1 gold is 10 silver. So essentially, you'd give a gold, and he'd give you some change back.
Okay, yeah, I'll do that.
All right, awesome.
And the mace?
Yep, you can get
Is that just...
the mace
the
is like
spray?
it's almost like a club, but at the end of the mace, there's some metal bands that go around and make it much heavier on the end. And that is 5 gold.
I didn't think I'd be able to carry that.
It's actually
It'd be about my size.
It's a small one. So although there are much bigger
It's a child's one.
maces that are called Morning Stars, this mace is small enough for you to use. And anything that you get really is adapted to your size and weight, unless it's something just out of your skill range. So you're able to do melee weapons.
Okay, how much would the mace be?
5 gold.
No, I have enough. I have enough weapons.
All right. Okay, cool. So you guys all suit up with your weapons, and you meet back together. Would you guys like to take off?
Yes.
I would like to.
Yeah.
I'd like to head east.
All right, awesome. Okay, so you guys start to head east. You travel for roughly a few hours. And in the distance, the only one looking for it, Theodore, you see that hill that the mayor was talking about.
Come on. I would like to go investigate the hill. Try and find the cave.
All right, awesome. So I'm going to have you roll an investigation check. And Dahlia and Vaelora, I'm assuming you're following them.
Sure.
No.
Wow, thanks guys. Appreciate that.
It's together, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I just roll a normal.
Yeah, just roll a normal investigation check. That was almost bad. You got a 15. So you are able to relatively quickly find the entrance to this cave. It is on the outside. It looks like a normal cave. Like there's grass around, some bushes around the outside, and you can see where like people have mined and done explosions to expand the cave and try to get through the wall. And all 3 of you walk in. It's fairly dark in there, but I'm pretty sure one of you guys. So Vaelora, Dahlia, if you have a torch, you can use that, or you can use your light cantrip if you have that. I think it's called. I don't know what it's called. It is called. Vaelora, I think you are the one that has it. Produce flame.
Yes, I was about to say I can produce flame.
Nice,
Do I
fantastic.
help it?
You don't have to do
But
anything.
we have a torch.
Oh.
Can we light the torch with her producing the flame, or
Yes.
is the torch already lit?
Yeah, you can. It's not already lit. You can light it with the produce flame. So that's exactly what you guys do. You pull out a torch, and she lights up her hand with fire, and she puts it on the end of the torch, and it catches on fire. Now the cave is fully lit, although I think most of you guys had dark vision, so you could kind of see in there anyways. But now you are able to fully see this beautiful wall that is inside of this cave. I would like for each of you to roll a perception check.
I was about to ask about it. Come on. Let's do it.
Oops. Where?
Am I meant to be able to see the number? Because I can't see.
Yeah, you keep rolling privately. How about you change that?
I don't know how to
Yeah.
do that. I was wondering
It says
why.
when you roll, it says roll mode, and then it's a public roll or like options.
Yeah,
And then
so
you
if
can
you
change
click
it to
the
public.
chat in the top right,
Oh,
and then at the
blind
very
GM.
bottom right, you put
Yeah.
it to public roll.
Silly. So what did I roll?
You rolled a 6, Dahlia rolled a 9, and Vaelora rolled a 13. So Vaelora notices something rather odd about the wall. At the top, there seems to be 3 sets of text. The furthest left text is above a picture of what seems to be nature-related things. There's a wilted tree. There's birds lying on the ground as if they're dead, and you can see like sad animals in the background, plants that just aren't growing well. In the middle, you see a world. So it's a entire globe, and it seems to be separated into 2, completely cracked. There's like pieces of rock flying out from the middle of the planet, and then on the furthest right one, there is a scale. The scale, it has a bunch of angry-looking people on the left side, and these people like have various weapons and stuff. There's fire, and that part of the scale is much lower than the right side of the scale, which seems to have happy people who are like hugging each other, shaking hands, and such. And Vaelora also notices that this text is not in a language she can normally read, but she understands it. It doesn't reflect any language she's ever seen or known before, and yet she completely understands the words that are displayed. And she understands it in Elvish as well. She knows it's not in Elvish, but she's reading it in her mind as Elvish. And eventually Dahlia and Theodore start to notice the same thing. Dahlia, you look at the text and you read it in the halfling native language. And then Theodore, you read it in common. The text on the left side that is above the nature picture says this: when plants and animals were in pain, Naklon healed their wounds. The one in the middle says, when Brekia was split in 2, Brekia, but spelled with a dash in between the K and I, sealed it back together. And then finally under the third one, it says, when the peoples of Brekia would be unjust, Porthar would balance the scales. And you do now notice on each of the pictures that are essentially carved in the stone, there is a handprint looking indent in each of the segments of walls. What would you guys like to do?
I would first like to ask what we are doing in this temple to Theodore. Why are we here?
Yeah.
We're just investigating, aren't we?
No, but you very specifically.
Do you think we will find
about
his
the
dagger?
temple? I wanted to know if there was anything might be interesting. Self.
You've come a
About the
long way to
gods.
visit a temple all the way out of whatever because you thought it was interesting. Because you wanted to investigate.
Yes. This
Yeah.
is an interesting.
Kind of sus.
So
Are you lying to my face right now, Theodore the Predator?
No.
So a small pause there. Theodore, I need you to roll a... so what you're going to do is you're going to reset your thing to private, and then you're going to roll persuasion or deception depending on whether you're deceiving them or telling the truth.
What if I don't really know which one I'm doing?
Yeah, I'll message you on Discord based on your backstory.
He's lying!
No, but like I'm not.
Lying!
Yeah, why are we here, Dahlia?
Well, if you're not lying, you're a horrible truth teller. You sound like you're lying.
Okay, I'm waiting for the message.
Wait, what was the name again of the guy we're looking for?
Roger.
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 Roger that.
That's
you
what I keep
expect-
thinking.
Us to find Roger here.
Huh?
Do you
No,
expect us to find Roger here?
No, we need to go all the way
Okay,
to
yeah,
the
that's
city.
fair, Cody. I
We're in
didn't-
the temple.
All right, I need to do my
We
thing.
still
Hold
need
on,
to
get my
go through
screens back up.
caves and
So make sure to set
Brilliant.
it to private. Or I can roll for you so we can make sure it's private.
It says blind GM roll.
Yeah, that works.
I hate this.
Alrighty.
Look at his poker face.
All right. So, Sarge looks at you guys and tells you this information, and you guys aren't super acquainted with each other, so you don't really know Theodore's tells whenever he's lying, but he's not doing a great job of telling you guys this. You can tell there's something hidden. He's not necessarily lying to you guys. You can tell he does indeed want to investigate this temple, but he may not be telling you the whole truth.
Okay. So what are we doing,
Sorry,
Dahlia?
you stop.
Nice.
You and your character are not aligned. Your face is full of tells. But I'll go along
Can I
with it.
roll any other things about like investigation?
Yeah. So you can roll investigation to try to kind of gain the essence.
'Cause
of
there's a
what
lot
the purpose
going
of this
on,
wall is.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna do that.
And if someone wants to help him, he can roll with advantage.
Should we do it? Should we advantage?
I'll help you.
Thanks, Beast.
Even though you lie.
That's gonna be decent.
All right. So you get a 16 on your investigation check. Theodore, actually Theodore and Dahlia, since you're both scanning this wall, Theodore, you kind of rub your hands on the surface, try to see if there's any like text that's been worn off over the years, and eventually, whenever you get to the panel that had the image of the scale, and you brush your hand over it, you see whenever your hand aligns with the handprint in the wall, some of the wall starts to glow around your hand. You immediately take your hand off of it, and the glow disappears. And Dahlia, you
No,
do
you
notice
take your
this
hand
as
off.
well with whenever you reach the world picture. So you rub your hand over the world picture that has been split into two, and that starts to glow as well. But when you take your hand off, it stops glowing.
Okay. We call over Vaelora. Cause can I do that, or do I have to do like a
Oh, yeah.
smart check or something?
No, you can
Okay.
call over Vaelora. If she doesn't want to
Call
go,
over-
then that's a different story.
Oh,
She is moving.
Vaelora,
Yes.
Come.
Come.
put your hand on the animals.
Why? I don't trust it.
Because when I put my hand on the world, it started glowing. So I just want to see if
So
it
what's
glows
gonna
with you
happen?
as well.
Maybe
Girl,
it's
I don't know.
dangerous.
Good point.
Come on.
Go. No, I kind of
know.
agree.
I don't know if
Imagine we open
it.
the door and some ancient god pops up.
Then we'll flip and fight him.
We are not equipped.
Bro, we absolutely cooked the bandits. Remember?
Bandits
them up.
versus a god.
Yeah.
If we
fair.
die, I will hunt you.
Okay, well it's up to you.
Okay. I feel peer pressure. I come.
All right. So
Can I? Whilst we're having this discussion, can I like run outside the cave to wee?
oh, you need to go to the restroom? Is that what you're saying? Alrighty, is everyone ready?
Yes.
We'll lock in and get these last few minutes out of the way. All right, so Vaelora walks up to the wall and places her hand on the one that speaks of Naklon. It's the one with nature. She puts her hand on there, and the rock around it starts to glow. Would you guys also like to place your hands on the ones that glowed before?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, so each of you place your hands on it, and then after a brief second or two, the light that is around your hands starts to travel across the entire wall. The entire wall glows with bright light for a second, and then it dims back down. You take your hands off the wall, and then you realize that the pictures that were etched in stone start to move. The tree that looked wilted and the birds that looked dead start to gain life. The birds start to fly around, and the tree looks brand new and healthy as ever. The world that was completely split into two starts to seal back together as if nothing had ever happened. And then with the scale, you see a few of the angry people get put into shackles, and a few additional people get moved to the right side, which is where all the happy people were. And the scales balance. At that moment, the wall starts to make a loud rumbling noise, and the wall starts to open inwards, a very, very loud noise as it's concrete on concrete, and it opens up to a fairly dark room. Those of you with dark vision, it's black and white in there for you, but you can see a little bit more than those without. You look inside, you don't really see anything. You peek a little bit further, and you start to hear a weird slimy noise, and after a few seconds, something pops up right in front of all three of you guys. It is a gigantic creature with tentacles shooting out each of its sides, and mouths, tons of mouths in the center of its chest. The teeth are just thousands of rows of teeth. They're all pushed outwards, and it's also making a disgusting noise from its mouth. And it's going closer and closer to you guys. It's making more of that disgusting slime noise as it moves. It essentially looks like a big ball of meat. It does have eyes at the top part of its body, but there's like 30 of them all scattered across, no pattern whatsoever. And it starts moving towards you guys.
Somebody do something.
And with that, we are going to end the session.
No!
Rash, do
what?
something.
Shoot it.
Congratulations, guys. You have finished your first ever D&D session.
Whoa.
Aw.
Thanks, Cody. What the heck?
You guys did great. You guys dove right into that. Did perfect.
That was sick. I want
I
to
feel
kill
this
this
went
thing.
better than our practice session.
Yeah, the practice session was meant to be harder, to try to kind of guide you with the things that you could do. This one was much more guided, which will transition slowly to less guided, because you guys will be more familiar with what you can or can't do.
Yeah, true.
But
Always asking
for
questions.
now, yeah, it will stay the way it is. But yeah, you guys did great.
We need to get to Empire.
Mm-hmm.
Find a Roger.
Roger.
That's so cool. Oh,
Imagine
flip me.
Roger's evil.
Yeah, oi, Cody, that was
You're
sick.
rescuing a horrible man.
Cody, I can't believe you're just like worried about this. It's so natural.
Yeah.
My heart
Right?
has been
believe
beating at 1,000 beats per minute the whole time.
No, you've actually nailed
No,
it. Every
why?
part-
Actually,
I just my favorite part of this so far has just been closing my eyes and just like imagining the world you put me in.
Yeah, visualizing.
So
That's
fun.
awesome. I will flash
was
up
sick.
one more time each of your character art for anyone who wants to see it on stream.
That was super cool.
And then we can call it.
Guess who won?
This is the
What,
dark
like-
void.
Are
Dahlia.
you a human, Dahlia?
She's a halfling.
I think I was
makes
before,
sense.
but I changed the species.
That's why you're tiny. That's so
The
sick.
whip.
Whoa.
There we go.
That's so cool. What the heck? Damn, they smashed it. Must be so.
Yeah, that art is really great. I followed his
Yeah.
Insta.
He's fantastic, and I'll definitely continue using him because he doesn't
Yeah.
charge me $1 billion, but
Really?
he gets
What'd
it
you
out
pay
pretty
for
quick too.
this?
That's classified.
Wow, that was cool. Damn, yeah, they're impressive.
Cody. You big
Oh, good stuff, guys. What the heck? That was so fun.
Yeah.
Excited for the next one.
Awesome.
Dive in.
Awesome. All right.